Hey guys, what's up? What is going on? My name is Robin from Temperance Are Awakened. I am an intuitive healer and a self-empowerment coach. Anything that you want to know will be linked below. So I just wanted to talk about why it is so important to embrace our shadow, how darkness and light both coexist and coincide and correlate and work together in beautiful, chaotic harmony. Because, we're conditioned to believe that darkness is bad. Anything that's perceived as negative is bad. Anything dark is perceived as bad, and that's just not true. Like, the universe it's yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy, light and dark. They coexist and coincide together. And this darkness and light that's both within us, it's also around us, surrounding us. And I did write notes because I'm a perfectionist and I also forget everything. First I just wanted to talk about if you feel stuck. Like, do you feel stuck? Do you feel like you are going through a cycle of waking up, maybe eating, maybe showering, going to work, coming home, eating again, perhaps showering, going to sleep, just to start the whole thing over again, and never taking the time to sit with yourself, not allowing yourself to be with yourself. And this is avoidance, and we don't even realize that we're doing it, and we're actually creating more negative behavior patterns by avoiding the behavior patterns that we're trying to deny, if that makes sense. These are defense mechanisms, and we use these techniques to protect ourselves when we don't want to deal with something, when we don't want to engage with our own energy, basically. We'll hide and deny and lie to ourselves just to avoid engaging our own energy and embracing our full selves. Even though we know that ultimately we're creating more of that which we don't want by repeating the same cycles over and over and over and expecting different results. That's the literal definition of insanity. And anytime we get stillness, then we start feeling things, and we don't want to feel these things, so we turn to something. And this could be, for a lot of us, it has been drugs, it has been relationships, it has been alcohol, it's been food, it's been any type of self-harming behaviors, anything that we feel like we're controlling, even though those things are totally not in our control at all, they actually control us. But it's the illusion of control. It's the illusion of having control over something, since we don't know how to control our feelings. And we're not supposed to control our feelings. We're supposed to embrace our feelings and just feel our feelings. And that's the only way that we're ever going to get to know ourselves, is if we allow ourselves to feel these things. When we do start feeling these things, we don't like it, it feels uncomfortable, and then we just start the cycle of negative behavioral patterns all over again, in essence creating, again, more of that which we do not want. It's a cycle, and darkness and light are one and the same. They coexist, within us, around us, all surrounding us, not just our individual selves, as a collective, the entire earth, the cosmos. It all works in perfect chaotic harmony. It's like the yin and the yang. That looks really cool. But it's flow. That's how it the universe, and we as beings being part of the universe, being made from the universe, sprouted from Earth herself, you know what I'm saying? We are that too. Like, we are that which created us, which is the light and dark. We don't know the light without the dark, and we don't know the dark without the light. One does not exist without the other, and the darkness is simply the lack of light. So once we shed light on something, it's no longer dark, it's no longer a delusion, it's no longer an illusion, and it's no longer negative. It's no longer a shadow once we put the light on it. Even if it feels bad, even if it feels uncomfortable, you know, there's light on it. So it's in the light aspect. And you know, you literally cannot see the light without the dark. Like, you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because one cannot exist without the other. Otherwise, the one, we don't even know which one was which, if that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining this right. But for instance, like, the universe is dark, you know what I'm saying? And the only way we can see parts of the universe is because of, like, the bright ass stars that are shining those lights. Like, the sun gives our whole solar system light, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise we'd be in complete darkness. But that doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it would be bad for us because we can't survive without the light, but but that's the thing too. Like, we're in the dark and we're surviving because the light is shining on us. And that's, like, such a perfect, beautiful depiction of our shadow selves. Like, yeah, so it's just like understanding how to, like, navigate your shadow and navigate these feelings that you don't know how to deal with and have never dealt with. It's difficult. It can be dramatic, it can be traumatic, but it doesn't have to be. As long as you know, as long as you shed light on it, you know, as long as you're aware and you can shed the light on it. So anyway, my whole point is to basically give, like, 3 steps to help you embrace your shadow, engage with your shadow, navigate your behavior patterns, to navigate through your shadow, to stop doing avoidance behavior, because avoidance behavior just creates more darkness, it creates more illusions and delusion, and it creates more drama and trauma, and it creates shit that doesn't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not need to be there if we are just be willing to look at ourselves and sit with ourselves and engage with our own energy, embrace our full selves, and just experience our own essence, our own being, without doing all these other things that take us out of ourselves, all these external things that take us out of ourselves. It's not our shadow or the darkness that's hindering us, it's holding us back. It's our own fear of dealing with those things. It's our own fear of stepping into our own shadow, which is us. Our shadow is a part of us. So yeah. Anyways, these are just, like, simple, practical, but powerful, like, little action steps you can take to basically engage with yourself. But, like, the biggest thing is just stop doing so much. Stop doing all this extra shit that you don't need to do. Like, always running, going, doing this, doing that. I gotta get this. And filling this space with just anything that takes you away from you. Like, work, eat, sleep, shit. How is that life? Like, there's all these other. Life is beautiful. What's not beautiful is avoiding what life really is, avoiding the essence of life. It's really a beautiful experience if we embrace it and stop running from it. So yeah, I'm sorry if you hear that noise. It's neighbors. Okay, yeah, so number one is literally stop self-shaming. I wrote down, this is the first step toward self-acceptance. And that is because, like, we have to understand, like, everybody has these negative patterns. Everybody has a shadow. Everybody has self-defeating behaviors, essentially self-harming behaviors, because anything we're doing that is not good for us is essentially self-harming. So everybody, every human, no matter what it looks like on the outside, we all have these things. We all possess a shadow. We all encompass darkness. We all live through both, whether we are aware of it or not. Just when we're aware, then we can work through it without it traumatizing us. So yeah, just understand that everybody has a shadow, and it's not nothing to be ashamed of, like your negative thoughts, your behavior patterns. We all have a story, and your story is your power. Like, that's your power to be able to have lived through enough to have experience to help somebody else, to just understand how powerful you are, regardless if it helps anybody else or not. Just for you to know how powerful you are, just for being able to get through some difficult shit, basically. Like, it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? And that is your power. That is your power. There is like your shit is not worse or more wrong than somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's pain is their pain. Everybody's shame is their shame. Everybody's guilt is their guilt. Whatever somebody has been through, that's their worst. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you've been through, that's your worst. It's not like a comparison. It's like we all experience it in unison, in unity, as a collective, individually, but it all works in correlation to the cosmos, to astronomy, astrology, to all of it, to everything that exists, physical and non-physical. Yeah, so stop self-shaming is number one. And number two, remind yourself of your positive attributes and make note of your accomplishments, little wins throughout the day, what you think you did right, and how far you have come. And that kind of goes back to number one, like, just recognize how far you've come from where you once were, regardless if what kind of life you lived, or regardless how, even if you have no experience getting through, like, trauma, which, I mean, I'm sure so many of us do, because that's just part of life. But just make note of that. Excuse me. Make note of how far you've come, and journal down, like, your wins throughout the day. Like, any little thing, like, I did the dishes, I made my bed, I took a shower, I ate a full meal, I didn't use today, I didn't drink today. It doesn't matter if you have 10 years clean or 10 days clean. You know, that if you're in recovery from any kind of substance abuse or alcohol abuse, like, it doesn't matter how much time you have. You know, all we really have is today. So just, if you didn't drink today, you're fucking winning. If you didn't use today, you're fucking winning. If you took a shower today, you're fucking winning. If you thought about taking a shower today, you're fucking winning. Because sometimes we don't even think about it when we're not in touch with ourselves, when we're not practicing self-care. You know what I'm saying? So just make note of your little wins, like the little accomplishments. Make little goal lists, like just small goals, like, I need to make this phone call, or I need to do a load of laundry. You know what I'm saying? Just make those little daily lists and check it off and make note of that. That helps you. That helps you gain confidence. It helps you gain awareness of the things that you are doing right. Because, you know, we can get so sucked into negative patterns, and we forget about all the how good and amazing and awesome we are. Like, we forget that shit, and it doesn't matter who the fuck you are or what the fuck you did. Like, you are an amazing, awesome person in your being. We all are. We came from source, God, creator. You know what I'm saying? So we are all that which created us. Just some of us are not in touch with that part of ourselves. So just make note of how good you fucking are throughout the day, regardless of how small or insignificant it may seem. Just make note of it. You know, and that'll just help you gain confidence and awareness. And number 3, reflect and realize. Realize that your shadow is a reflection of your strength, power, and birthright to be a human being. Darkness and light coexist together in unison and divine harmony. We are both light and shadow, yin and yang, positive and negative. even our brain, I was thinking about this too, and I kind of wrote it down a little bit, but even our brain is divided into 2 hemispheres of left and right. You know what I'm saying? It's separated and it's connected by these little, like, there's like synapses and little like neuron pathways and stuff that connect both sides because they are separate, but they work together, just like light and dark. Left brain, right brain. You know what I'm saying? And like divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy. Light, dark, negative, positive, right, wrong, left, right. You know what I'm saying? It's unison. It's all coexisting, coherence. Even our brains. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, I don't know why, that's just amazing to me. Like that is just fucking amazing. Yeah, because they work together. Not one or the other. It is our privilege to become who we truly are. And that was Carl Jung that said that. It is our privilege to become who we are. Because some people go through life never finding themselves. Some people live their life avoiding themselves. And they're so unaware of so much. Like, it's you know, it's funny because my husband is like very 3D based, you know what I'm saying? He's very like physical and has a regular 9-to-5 job, watches car races on TV, eats pizza every freaking night, you know what I'm saying? Like he's very like 3D based, and I am like more spiritually in tune and more connected to myself. But our views and perspectives on life is just so much in contrast. Like, our perceptions aren't the same about life. We don't see things the same way. You know, and I'm not saying this like to bash my husband or say anything about my marriage. I'm just saying like the perception of someone who is not in tune with themselves is completely separate, like separated from themselves, separated from source, separated from God, separated from that which created them, separated from their own soul. I don't want to be someone who is separated from my own soul. Do you want to be someone who is separated from your own soul? I don't think you do. Yeah, and you know, like one of my taglines is, all of you is who you are. All of you is who you are. All of it. Every part of you. You're light, you're dark, you're good, you're bad. All of it. Just breathe into yourself and feel your fucking essence. How can you not love that? How can you not love your being? And I'm not saying that I am some master at being in tune with myself, because I forget too. Obviously I'm human, like I said. Like, we are all human. We all have, you know, human behavior. So, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying this stuff because I know this from experience. I know how I feel when I don't connect with myself. I know how I feel when I try to deny or hide parts of myself, when I'm not being authentic, when I'm not standing in my power, when I'm not living in integrity of myself. Like, when I'm not being true to who I am, in tune with my spirit and my soul, and having a coherence between my brain and my heart, and just living in connection, being connected to yourself and your soul, and being connected with with all that is. Like, I know the difference because I've lived through the differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had a very dualistic experience in this lifetime so far. I've been completely detached from reality to being completely broken open to what's out there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know the way that I lived before, even on my worst days, even when I struggle with anxiety, even when I have these depressive episodes, even when I get mad because I run out of coffee or something stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like, even those stupid little things that can seem so big in the moment don't got shit on how I felt in my best day being disconnected from myself. No matter how good my day was back then, it is not anything compared to even my worst day now. And that even without using, with most of my life, I have been addicted to one substance or another, or I've been addicted to self-harm or self-harming behaviors, you know, anorexia and stuff like that. So I've always had a problem with control and trying to stay disconnected. Like, my whole intention and purpose for living was to be disconnected from myself, and that's an awful fucking feeling. That's horrible. That's an awful fucking feeling. So yeah, I guess I want to pull some cards just to see what comes out. I do have two. I have Oracle deck. Let's pull this, one of these little moon messages here. So yeah, I do hope that that was helpful in some way. I hope that you can find some kind of inspiration from anything that I shared. I know it was kind of choppy, so I hope it made sense, and I really hope that you can get something worthwhile from it. Yeah, so we are going to, sorry if that was loud, sound clears energy. So let's pull one of these oracle cards. Source, God, Creator, can we have a message, please, for the collective, for whoever needs to hear it that is watching this video at this time? Can we just have a message, please? Angels, guides, my higher self. Message for the collective, for what we need to know right now. Whoa, that's too many. I'm not going to take that. It's too many. Woo! It's time to take action. Hope you can see that. It's time to take action by not taking action. Like, take action on your true desires, your true nature, what you really want. Not what you're used to, not what you've been conditioned to believe you want. What you really want for you. What your heart aligns with. Take action on what is your soul calling you to do. Surrender to the divine is on the bottom of the deck. So take action in surrendering to the divine. I want to read the book for this one. It's time to take action. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons, and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign If there is something you want to happen in your life, take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is a time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for. But the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. So yeah, this is basically saying don't just go all out, balls to the wall, trying to get what you want and just run people over and not have a care in the world. And that's kind of where I was going with me and my husband thing. Like, he just does what he does, and he just does what he does, and he doesn't give a fuck. Okay, so there's no connection to other people's emotions or energy or even his own. And you know, you don't want to live that way. You don't want to live that way. I'm trying to find this other one, because that one, surrender to the divine. They don't have numbers on them, so should be here, and I don't know why it's not. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Maybe it's not meant to be read. I don't understand why I can't find it. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, that's funny. This was sitting in the box. I must have somehow forgot that I didn't grab it with the rest of the cards. It got stuck in there or something. But this one says work through your fears. And that's literally what we've been talking about. Because working through this shit is scary. You know, and we're not taught how to do that in school. We're taught how to avoid doing that. Our whole lives we're programmed to go against ourselves. We're programmed to, you know, take action and just we're taught only physical things, and we're not taught how to connect with ourselves and how to feel ourselves and how to be in our own energy and experience our own essence. We're not even taught who we really are. We're taught who we're not. We're taught who we are not. Damn. Okay, what else to add to these messages? Spirit, what do they need to know to add to these messages? Yeah. Seven of Cups. That's like confusion, having a lot of choices to make. Four of Wands. And this is like divine union. Like, some people look at it as twin flames, but I mean, I don't, just because it's like 11-11. But to me, that's just saying, like, you are where you need to be. Wherever you are right now, if you're seeing this message, like, this is for you. You are exactly where you need to be. Pay attention to the signs you're getting, what you're feeling, thinking, what you hear in other conversations. Just pay attention to everything, because there is something that's confusing right now, and you may have to make a choice to align with yourself, basically, to align with what you really want and who you really are. And obviously this message is just for those who feel disconnected, who feel lost, who feel confused, who feel scared, frightened, fearful, anxious, not understanding. yeah, so those people, sorry my video stopped. So it's really, you know, for the people who feel confused and lost at this time. Obviously, if you know yourself and you are working through your shadow shit and your shadow self, then you know what I'm saying. This message is, I mean, it could apply, obviously it's for anybody who needs it, but yeah, it's mostly directed towards if you feel out of sorts, if you feel disconnected. Yeah, so what else do we need to know, Spirit, about the Queen of Pentacles? So you have built a solid foundation. You have acquired a lot. Like, you've gained a lot. And you have every right to be proud of what you've done thus far. Like, but there's more. There's more than just... See, like, to me, like, see how she's looking at that pentacle, like, worshiping it or something? Like, I mean, obviously she's admiring it, and it can be seen that way, but to me, this is, like, staring at it like it's everything, and it's not. It's, the material shit is just part of the whole. And yes, material shit is important, because we're humans. We need material stuff. I like material things. You know what I'm saying? I can be bougie, but that's not all there is. There's so much more. Okay. Get a couple more cards. Ace of Cups. Spirit is handing you, like, the gift of the love frequency, divine love for self-love, self-trust, self-confidence. To go from the Queen of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups, like stepping into your emotions and overflowing your cup with goodness. That's what came. I've never said that word before, I don't think, but that's what came to me. So yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, one more card, please, Spirit. One more message to add to this for whoever needs to hear it right now. You need to let go of the past. Your past does not define you. What has hurt you in the past cannot harm you now. The past is behind you and does not define you. It is a place of reference, not residence. So you may need to disconnect from people from your past, let go of people from your past. There may be somebody trying to come to you from the past, and that could be like it could be a relationship that you had really bad experience with that you know you don't need to be involved in, because you're stepping into wholeness of self, to fullness of self, to feel abundantly full of fucking bliss and peace just from experiencing who you really are, from experiencing your own energy as it is, whatever that may be, good, bad, indifferent, positive, negative, light, dark, whatever the fuck it is. Feel it, embrace it, like you will overflow with a feeling of peace just from accepting who you are. Yeah. So I think I'm going to end that there. Like I said, I hope this was helpful for someone. I know, like I said, I was probably all over the place and it was a little choppy, but I hope that it did make some kind of sense for somebody. Yeah, so my information is linked below. If you would like to get a hold of my link tree or my socials. or connect with me about my services, I am an empowerment coach and I do readings. I am not doing readings though at this time, so I don't know why I said that. Maybe I'm being asked to, but that's a whole other video. Yeah, I am not doing personal readings at this time, but I know people who are. So, yeah, anyway, I hope this was helpful, and again, information linked below. Love you.